So, Ravens red zone. Um, greatest defense of all time. All time. Greatest defense of all time. All time. That's what you said to me last time when you could barely beat us without Kenny Pickett. And now that we have Kenny Pickett in, what did I tell you was going to happen? I told you we are going to go get the win. And guess what? We got another win tonight. What is going on, everybody? This is LC Muscles 20 here, back with a brand new victory lap. The Steelers get the job done tonight, despite all the crap with the officiating. We get the job done and continue our hope. Playoff hopes are still alive. We're 8-8 now. We beat the Rat Fucks in their own stadium once again. And I'm just going to say this right now. People are going to call me crazy. I really don't care. Baltimore is becoming our new Cleveland. And it's funny to think about that because we used to dominate, win almost every single game in Cleveland back when Big Ben was around. And since the Steelers have had the turn of the century in the past few years, other than 2019, we've won almost every single game in Baltimore recently in the past 5 or 6 years. Baltimore is becoming our new Cleveland, and they used to be the Cleveland Browns, by the way. So it makes so much sense that Baltimore is becoming our second home. Not only did the Steelers win, we outshowed the Ravens in the audience, and it was great, man. I'm so happy, man. I am very happy right now that the Steelers win. The Ravens defense once again blew a 10-point lead. This is the Ravens all year. They've blown so many leads, it's not even funny. They've blown so many 10-plus point leads, a stripper, dollar store stripper would be jealous. Oh, my God, dude. Kenny Pickett, man, you are a legend, man. Dude, what a really good game by Kenny Pickett. But despite all the terrible officiating tonight, we got the job done. Other than that one Cameron Hayward call, the Cameron Hayward call was the piece of their resistance, but the officiating tonight has been pretty bad. Let's be honest here. It was terrible. Land Clark and his crew did not do a good job tonight. Sure, they got a good amount of penalties right, but when you get some of the most impactful penalties in the game wrong, it looks absolutely terrible. Like that Cameron Hayward call should never have happened. That should have never been happened. It should have happened because there was something similar to that in the middle of the game. And all they did was just blow their whistles and break everyone up. Tell them to get the fuck out of the way, stop doing this, and they moved on. But the Steelers, we overcome the officiating. We overcome the defense. We overcome the terrible start. Did Boswell have a perfect game? No. That 48-yard field goal was absolutely terrible. It hooked and then it went off the post, and that was not a good field goal at all. And Boswell has not had his best season by far. He's not had his best year. But despite the fact he still got the job done. But realistically, my game ball, if I had to pick a game ball, it would be Najee Harris. And I'm telling you guys straight up right now, Najee Harris, people have wanted Najee Harris to get less of a role and put in Jalen Warren more. And don't get me wrong, I love Jalen Warren. He's a great undrafted rookie, and I always love the story of undrafted rookies making a big impact on the team. But we drafted Najee Harris number 1, the first round pick. We drafted him for a reason. We need to continue to build the offensive line. And the offensive line, I will say, has been playing a lot better. There were some bad moves made by Kenny Pickett tonight. He didn't have a perfect game, but he had a damn good game. The one play where he tripped on himself and then he held on to the ball for too long and just ran right into the defenders. Those were both terrible plays. But dude, the guy's still a rookie, and he's going to continue to get better. Kenny Pickett is going to continue to get better, man. And I'm not going to lie, Kenny Pickett did have a really good game. That clutch drive was incredible, especially the Najee Harris. But Najee Harris played one of the best games I've ever seen him play. He just ran the ball through the Ravens' throat every single time. It's insane. It's just crazy, though, right now. Man, I've just been looking at the stats real quick of this. But the Ravens did what they did. We held J.K. Dobbins finally under 100 yards. It's been a while. We finally held him on 100 yards, which was great, even though he had some really good runs. Najee Harris had one of his best games, I think, in his career. Here in simply put, it just It just astounds me that people still think that Najee Harris should get less of a workload compared to Jalen Warren. Tonight proved otherwise. Tonight solidified the fact that Najee Harris needs to be our starting running back going forward. Jalen Warren's a great compliment, and I absolutely say keep him on the damn team. Keep him for next year. He had a great game of his own. 12 catches, 12 rushes for 76 yards. But still, I really think that Najee Harris is built to be one of the best running backs in the league. And you get Najee Harris a better offensive line. Like the offensive line right now, I think it's really good. I think it's been playing a lot better. I think that they've been playing really good, but they still need a few more pieces in order to be considered elite. If we get an elite offensive line to protect Kenny Pickett and Najee Harris, this team's going to be incredible. We are a few pieces away from being a legit Super Bowl contender. I'm saying that right now. We are a few pieces away from becoming a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Hell, dude, we've had at least had a few more wins if our offensive line play as good as we have in the past few weeks. The Steelers right now are just playing great football, and I love the fact that even though our defensive line hasn't been getting the quarterback as much, our offense has been able to make up for it, and our offensive line has been able to protect Kenny Pickett when needed. And I will shout out one person in particular that I really think had a really good game. He's been probably our best offensive lineman this season, Mason Cole, our center. I think Mason Cole needs to be our starter the rest, like continuing forward. We just signed this guy recently, Mason Cole, and Mason Cole has been nothing short of spectacular this season on the offensive line. He needs to be our center going forward. He literally was a guy that barely played for Arizona. He only played 2 years in Arizona, did not play in 2020 or 2021, and now he's making the most of his time in Pittsburgh. And he looks incredible. And I think Mason Cole needs to be a star center. You get Kenny Pickett a good offensive tackle, and you get Kenny Pickett some good guard play, and I think we're going to be in great shape. And we have the NFL draft to do that because the Chicago Bears continue to lose. We're going to get the 33rd pick overall, which is going to be a great thing for us. Even 33rd or 34th, whatever it is, we're still going to have a great pick in the first pick in the second round. We're going to have that pick because we got rid of Chase Claypool, who continues to do nothing. And trust me, I don't mind Chase Claypool, but dude, we needed to get rid of him. He was not helping our offense, and I think that our team is just so much better. Chase Claypool has done absolutely nothing since going to the Bears. Let's be realistic here. He had one game with 5 catches for 28 yards, but realistically, ever since going to Pittsburgh, going to Chicago, he's had a combined 12 catches in 6 games. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 12 catches in 6 games. 12. He has done absolutely nothing for us. I think that overall, the Steelers offense needed to do what we needed to do. Even when some of our guys don't have their best game, like Deontay Johnson, he had 7 catches. He had some phenomenal plays. He just didn't get open. He just didn't get open enough. And I will give the Baltimore Ravens defense credit. They did everything they needed to do on their end. But realistically, I think Deontay Johnson had a weak game. I want him to do a little bit more. There are a few plays he could have made the catch on, but still. And Pat Freiermuth, even with him dropping his passes, he still had a pretty decent game when he needed to. But a receiver, I will say, when he was out there, made the most of his opportunities tonight was Steven Sims. Steven Sims is such a steal, and he is really good right now. Steven Sims, I think, is going to be a fantastic play. I think that Steven Sims right now is one of our more underrated receivers on our team, and we need to keep him. He's a great return man, and he's a great underrated receiver, and he's also great on the option. Keep Steven Sims on the team next year. Steven Sims is a really good threat as well. But Najee Harris getting the game-winning touchdown was absolutely incredible, and despite the fact that the Baltimore Ravens have not allowed an offensive touchdown until that point for 15 quarters at home. And we were the team that broke it, and it was the game winner. It feels so good, man. It feels so damn good to beat the Rat Fucks at their own game. We got the win, and we shut up the Ravens fans, who I've heard nothing but shit all week from the Ravens fans I know personally, and the ones from YouTube saying,
Oh, we're going to sweep you just like we did in 2019. Get ready for a sweep. We're bringing out the brooms. Sweep, 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 sweep. We're bringing out the broom. Sweep, sweep, sweep.
Yeah. How about you have that broom and shove up your ass? That's all I gotta say to you. Oh my god, dude. I will say I will shout out some of the people that are in my chat right now: Steve Harvey, David 3000, Steel Dictate, um, Network 3000, David, Jack. He's a fellow Ravens fan. I will give him credit. He's a loyal fan, and even though we talk shit sometimes, I'll give him credit for his loyalty to his team. But let's be honest, Ravens fans. I'm going to be completely honest with you. You have no shot of winning another game in the play. You have no shot of winning a game against the Bengals next week. I'm sorry. Without Lamar Jackson, your offense looks absolutely nothing like it had. Do I think the Ravens are worse than blowing leads the Raiders? I would say personally, no. The Ravens don't have nearly enough offensive talent that the Raiders do. And John Harbaugh is a experienced coach and a much better coach than God damn it. I don't even want to think Josh McDaniels is, but still, the Ravens don't have much on offense. They have Mark Andrews and Demarcus Robinson. Isaiah Likely's been a good, young, underrated tight end who did get the touchdown for the Ravens, but still, that was only he only had 3 catches on the day. Mark Andrews, we let him completely get wide open a lot. Mark Andrews was his security blanket, and that's who we threw to. We didn't have really anyone that could really cover him. Even Minka blew some coverages against him, which sucks. But you know what? I'll give him credit. He did what he needed to do. The Steelers' defense overall, I think, played a pretty good game. Cameron Hayward, that was a tough penalty. I will say that was a dumb play. Was Dobbins on our? No, Dobbins was their leading rusher today. What's up, Eric? How you doing, man? But the Steelers, in general, just did not know how to cover Mark Andrews very well in this game. We shut him down the first game, and we just completely let him wide the fuck open 90% of the time. He got 9 catches for 100 yards on 9 targets. That is ridiculous. Our third down defense was also a big problem. I think that was a really big problem today. Their third downs, for the second or third downs from Lawrence, they did really good. They suffered in the second half, but they started off really well. I think they were 4 for 4 on third downs until the second half, and then they completely slowed down to being 1 for, I think it was 1 for 7 or something like that in the third quarter. The Steelers did much better. But still, we held the Ravens under 250 total yards. We held them only 120 passing yards. And this is the 6th game in a row the Steelers have not allowed more than 17 points, which is actually incredible. The last time we allowed more than 17 points in the past few weeks, actually, I'm going to say only twice in the past. Actually, no, it's 18 points. I'm sorry. I'm going to go 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In 11 games, we've only allowed 18, more than 20 points twice, which is insane. I don't know who you're talking about. Biscuit is. I don't know who he is. Jacoby Brissett? I don't know who you're talking about, but still. Still, I think the Steelers tonight, we did what we needed to do. And TJ Watt was the only one who got the sack tonight, and that was a great play. But our defense does need to step it up. Our offensive line did allow 2 sacks, but I don't think that was really necessarily a bad thing. Some of them were just, one of them was where he tripped on his own foot. Oh, Mitch. I'm sorry, Mitch. I'm sorry. I'll get into him in a second, but realistically, I think the defense did what they needed to do. Miles, one player that I did like who was a really good tackler today was Robert Spillane. He had 9 tackles on there. Minka Fitzpatrick had 9 tackles plus the interception, which was incredible. That was a great interception to steal the game. But still, Cameron Hayward did have that one bad play. I don't think it was his fault. He's trying to get it up, and it was more of a reactionary thing. As an official, you should let that go unless he punches someone. But he didn't. He's trying to get up on his own. He's trying to shove the player to get himself free from the pile. That's nothing. That should be no call. You let the play go. It should not be a penalty. It should not be a personal foul. which was a completely terrible call. And the officiating tonight was pretty bad. Don't like Ravens fans got to even admit the officiating was crap tonight. It was terrible. And for both sides, it was terrible. There was at least 7 holding calls they missed. 7. One of them should have been a safety. I forgot to mention that earlier in the game. When the Ravens were driving, the guy was clearly held by his jersey on the jersey like this and trying brought over, and yet no call. That should have been an immediate flag in the end zone, safety. That is the right call, and yet they didn't make it. So I'm not a fan of Land Clark tonight. I don't think that crew should be on a primetime game. They should not be on that primetime scale. I know they're a newer crew, but you can't put them on a primetime scale with Steelers Ravens on the line. You can't do that. Pure and simply put, they're not ready for it. I'll talk about next week's game in just a second. I got to address the Mitch Trubisky question. With Kenny Pickett tonight being the guy, solidifying himself as the guy, Mitch Trubisky needs to go. He needs to 100% go. I do not want Mitch Trubisky on this team next year. There's other couple players. I don't want Dan Moore on the team next year. Like Dan Moore was one of the guys we signed as well. I don't want him on the team next year. You cut 2 of those guys, you save a lot of money. Because look at this right here. This was my Christmas present. This is my Kenny Pickett autograph rookie card. He's the fucking leader of this team right now. He's the leader. He is the leader of this team going forward. Mitch Trubisky should not even be on an NFL team next year. He'll probably sign somewhere, but I'm sorry. Mitch is not the guy going forward. Sure, you beat a terrible Carolina team and you beat Tampa Bay after coming in from Kenny Pickett, but dude, you're not the team. You're not the leader anymore of this team. You're a backup, and I'd rather have Mason as the backup next year. I'm being realistically honest. Next week, we play Cleveland at home, and the path of the playoffs is simple. The Steelers need to win against the Browns. That is number 1. Number 2, you need to have the Jets beat the Miami Dolphins. That is number 2. And then number 3, you need to have the Patriots lose to the Buffalo Bills. If the Bills, the Jets, and the Steelers all win, the Steelers will have the last spot in the playoffs. And personally, I could see this happening. It'd be crazy. I would love to see the Raiders upset the Chiefs. I would like to see the Bills beat the Bengals and the Bengals beat the Ravens. So if that happens, the Steelers would play the Bengals on opening weekend of the playoffs, the 2-7. Because realistically, the Chargers and the Ravens cannot improve their spot. Actually, wait. Maybe the Chargers could. I don't know if the Chargers could because I think they're both 10-6. Let me see real quick. Nope. Okay, yeah. So actually, yeah. So Baltimore is 10-6. Los Angeles is 10-6. Baltimore has not played them. The Chargers and the Ravens. I would probably say it goes to conference record, and I probably would say the Chargers would go to the 5 seed. Oh, they do. Thank you, Dashy. The Chargers, I figured so, and I want to make sure the Chargers have the tiebreaker over Baltimore. So realistically, if it goes down that way, I would like to see the Steelers play the Bengals, the Ravens play the Chiefs, and the Chargers will play the Jaguars. That's how I think it should be, personally. But we need all 3 of those things to happen. The Bucks are finally in. Yep, I agree. I can't. You have a long YouTube channel. I'm going to say Nicholas Lee, 1997. I will say, man, your Bucks are in. They got the win today. Mike Evans is a beast. You guys got the Cowboys. So realistically, if I were the Bucks right now and I were the Cowboys, I would rest your starters. Actually, no, the Cowboys should not rest their starters. I'm sorry. The Cowboys need to win the Cowboys have a chance of winning the division if the Eagles lose. The Buccaneers, if I were you against Atlanta next week, your game means nothing. Rest your starters. Rest Tom Brady. Rest Mike Evans. Rest Chris Godwin. You guys have no reason to play next week. Absolutely no reason to play. They cannot improve their position going forward. Yeah, Brady's in the playoffs again. But realistically, since Jaguars and Titans is on Saturday night, they just announced that Jaguars-Titans is on Saturday Night Football, which is they did announce part of the schedule for Saturday. The Chiefs-Raiders is the 4:30 on ABC game, And then the Saturday night game is Jaguars Titans. So realistically, the Cowboys do have a chance to win the division. That's right. Will they win a playoff game? I don't know, because they're probably, if they have a chance, they might jump all the way to the number 1 seed. I'll actually pull up the playoff machine if you guys want, and we can play around with it for a little bit. I'll probably be on here for another couple minutes. Cowboys open up as a 6-point favorite over the Commanders right now. Eagles are 13.5. Eagles need to get the win for the number 1 overall seed. They would win the NFC East in that, but still. Steelers open up as a 1.5-point favorite against the Cleveland Clowns next week. There are no more Browns. I haven't seen a Browns TTC video nearly this year. I think that I know Crazy Dog, he doesn't do TTC anymore. Rudy G, I have not seen him anywhere on the TTC landscape this year. I'll probably make a preview on it on 4 Horsemen of Pick'ems, but realistically, I'm not going to really go after the Browns too much. I'll go in depth on my preview because, yeah, the Cleveland Clowns are the Cleveland Clowns. They've been eliminated. They have nothing to play for, but still. Realistically, there isn't too much else I wanted to say. I'm just very happy my Steelers got the job done in Ravens Red Zone and all the other Ravens fans I know. How does it feel to lose to us again in Baltimore? And not only you lost to us again in Baltimore, which is now our second home, you lost to us by blowing a 10-point lead. Good God, that's so bad. Let me go ahead and see what the scenarios can look like if my scenario will play out, and then let me go ahead and I will pull that up. Give me a second, because I'll probably be on for another couple minutes, and I'm probably going to call it a night. I'm going to get some sleep. I worked late day. Let me go ahead and pull this up. So let's go ahead and refresh a little bit. Right now, Kansas City is the number 1 overall seed right now as it stands, but Buffalo has not played Cincinnati. I'm going to pick Buffalo to beat Cincinnati, but Dash, you hear me out here. It'll be worth it. Here's my official early looks for Week 18. Chiefs Raiders. I'm going to go Raiders. Upset pick of the week. I love what they did against San Fran. I know Raider Ben was talking about the team earlier. But, dude, I think the Raiders in Las Vegas can definitely upset the Chiefs. They don't have nothing to play for. They're going to go crazy. I think the Chiefs the Chiefs would be better rest some starters, but that's just me. Jaguars win the AFC South. Titans are actually trash. Falcons and Bucks. Bucks have nothing to play for. I'm going to pick the Falcons. Pick the Bills. Vikings, Bears. I'm picking the Vikings. Picking the Cincinnati Bengals. That should be – wait, guys, listen. Hold on right here. This area here should be the Sunday night game next week. This needs to be the Sunday night game. Win or go home. This game would be win or go home. Because I think Seattle, more than likely – Seattle, Los Angeles, I'm actually going to come back to it in a little bit. I'm going to pick Texans because – actually, no. Actually, no, it would be better if the Texans win because that would solidify the Steelers getting the 32nd overall pick because I forgot about this. And thank you guys for bringing this up. The Chicago Bears would actually have the first pick in the second round, no matter what happens. But the Miami Dolphins forfeited their first round pick this year with the tampering. Well, I know they had that tampering charge. Jets have not been in the playoffs in 12 years in a row. Yep, since Rex Ryan, the foot fetish lover, was the coach. Well, I think the Bears receivers, pretty trash. Let's be honest here. They need to draft a receiver. But realistically, let's just go through what I have right here. This should be the Sunday night game. I'm saving that for last. I'm picking the Jets. Saints and Panthers has absolutely nothing now because both teams are eliminated. I'm going to pick the Saints to end on a hot note, which sucks because I know the Saints fans, like Saints Uptown, they'd rather see the Saints lose, so they fire Dennis Allen. But I don't know about Saints Uptown, but I know the other Saints fans that I talked to, they want to see Dennis Allen gone. Giants, the Eagles, I'm picking the Eagles. Of course, I'm picking my boys, the Steelers. Cowboys, Washington, I'm picking Dallas because it would not matter at that point. Chargers and Broncos. I think realistically, what the fuck? That was weird. Chargers and Broncos. I'm picking the Chargers. And then Cardinals, Niners. JJ Watt's last game. Niners cannot advance any further. The Vikings win. I'm picking Arizona. I'd rather see JJ Watt go out in his last game, but I think San Fran's going to win. So Rams and Seahawks, and then Lions, Packers. I'm saving these 2 games for last because Seahawks win, they're automatically in no matter what. Let's just do that. Seahawks are automatically in unless the Packers win. The Packers win, then the Seahawks would be out. Lions in, and the Rams win, Detroit would make the playoffs. So if Dallas wins and Philly loses, San Fran would be the number 1 overall seed, and Philly would play a rematch in Tampa Bay. Wow, that's incredible, actually. That actually is crazy to think about. Oh, man, I'm just really thinking about this right now. It's crazy. San Fran could be the number 1 seed. That's crazy to think about. But if they were to lose, then Dallas would be the number 1 seed. Ooh, crazy. Pittsburgh would play Kansas City. Oh, God. No. Even if they lost, they would still play them. I'm surprised. Wow. So Ravens-Bengals is for the North, which is crazy to think about. But I think Cincinnati will win. I wish Pittsburgh was going to. Maybe the Steelers could upset Kansas City. You never know. But still, the Rams are the worst defending Super Bowl champion ever. I 100% agree on that one. Dennis Allen is the same joke he was in Oakland. I 100% agree on that one. Mooney and Chase are the only ones worth anything. I agree. Chase Claypool, though, I think could be better if you actually had him work in the slot. But still. The Steelers' biggest bust of all time. This is my last question. I'm probably going to call it a night here. Biggest Steeler draft bust of all time. Good God. There's Gabriel Rivera and Limas Swede. The only problem I have with Gabriel Rivera, though, was it was completely out of his hands what happened to him. He got in a car crash, could never play football again after 1 year of football. I'm not going to call that a bust because it was out of his hands. Would he be in a bust if he continued to play and survive that car crash? Who knows? But Gabriel Rivera is definitely up there because of the fact actually I wouldn't call Gabriel Rivera a bust. I would consider him a what if. Because you never know. He could have been one of the best Steelers defensive linemen of all time. He could have been if it wasn't for that injury. Like some of the other guys, like the what ifs, like sports, like Oscar Taveras or the Cardinals, you never know what he could have been. If he could have been a good DH when the NMLB assigned that back in the day, or he would have been a good journeyman. You never know. But Limas Swede, for me, is probably the biggest bust. Probably Jarvis Jones and Limas Swede are probably my top 2. Jarvis Jones, after a few years, could never get it. I was going to say Terrell Edmonds, but Edmonds actually had a decent year this year, which I'm actually surprised to think about. He's actually not had that bad of a year. And I would say if you signed to a 2-year deal, like a 2-year mid-contract deal, I would not mind that. He has not played that bad. But still, Rams bought a ring. Yeah, they did. But realistically, my biggest one is Limas Swede. Without a doubt, Limas Swede is probably my biggest bust. 2nd-round pick. Supposed to be one of the top receivers in the draft. He had so much freaking size, dude. Limas Swede. Let me pull up Limas Swede, man. No, Juju wasn't. Juju actually did something. Limas Swede didn't do anything. Dude, I'm going to tell you guys straight up. This is like this is something in general. Juju was not a bad player. Like, I don't mind Juju. He's not a bust by any means. He's actually contributed a lot to the Steelers. Limas Swede didn't do jack shit. Limas Swede was 6'4", 220 pounds for the Steelers. He played for 3 years for the Steelers. He got this Super Bowl ring with the Steelers at least, but he didn't do jack shit. Let me show you guys this. Hold on. I'm gonna stop that screen. People are saying, "Oh, what about Juju?" No, Juju is not that bad. Juju actually did something. Look at the career stats for Lima Swede in the NFL, and you guys are going to be completely blown away that we spent a second-round pick on this guy. Lima Swede had 7 catches for 69 yards and 0 touchdowns. 69, nice, but still. 69 yards. Sure, he won a BCS National Championship as a freshman and a Super Bowl champion, fine, but what the hell did he do? 7 catches for 69 yards. This is the biggest draft bust of all time. I'm sorry, he's the biggest one. He didn't do anything. He did not do anything. He got injured all the time. His best game was a preseason opener for 3 catches for 23 yards. And he only caught 1 pass for 11 yards. And he won as a practice squad player. And then he lost to Sean McDonald. And Mike Wallace was still a good player in his own right, but Sean McDonald. Who in the fuck is Sean McDonald? Who didn't do jack shit. Like, this guy's a nobody compared to, like, in the NFL grand scheme of things. I'm sorry, but Lima Swede's the greatest strap bust of all time. Juju actually did something. He actually was a Pro Bowler. He actually more than 7 catches in a game. Lima Swede had 7 catches for his whole career. That's my case. And it's that. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you all for tuning in right now. I know you guys definitely... I'm glad to hear my thoughts about the Steelers game. I'm glad my Steelers won. We got the job done. We played Cleveland. It's going to be on Sunday. That I know is going to be on a Sunday. I just don't know the exact time yet. They may bump us up to a 4 o'clock game. I don't know. What I'm hearing is that the Steelers game is going to be bumped up to 4 o'clock. The Patriots-Bills is going to be bumped up to 4 o'clock. The Jets-Dolphins is going to be bumped up to 4 o'clock. Like, so there's going to be a possibility of 6 4 o'clock games. So right now I have the schedule here. I'm going to pull that up. All right, so the Steelers won for week 18. Steelers-Browns will be 4:25 p.m. Eastern. Falcons-Bucks will be 1 o'clock. Patriots-Bills will be 4 o'clock. Vikings-Bears will be 1 o'clock. Ravens-Bengals will be 4 o'clock. Chargers-Broncos will be 4 o'clock. Lions-Packers will be Sunday night game. Texans-Colts 1 o'clock. Chiefs-Raiders is Saturday 4:30. Jets-Dolphins 4 o'clock. Panthers-Saints 1 o'clock. Giants-Eagles is probably going to be a 1 o'clock game. 49ers-Cardinals is a 4 o'clock game. Oh my God, 49ers are 13.5 point favorites. Rams-Seahawks is going to be a 4 o'clock game. Cowboys-Commanders is probably going to be a 1 o'clock game. And Jaguars-Titans is going to be the Saturday night game. So realistically, that's all I think right now. I will be live tomorrow. I do have to work at night, but then as soon as I get home, I will be joining my buddy Alex. We were originally planning on streaming the Steelers game, but Steelers game tonight, we just couldn't do it. We agreed it wasn't the best game to stream. I was not in a good mood 90% of the game until the last bit because of all the crap that was going on with the officiating. The terrible, it was just so bad. Still, it just was not the right thing for me. It just wasn't the right game. Alex was not feeling good, but I will be live tomorrow. We're going to watch the Bills and Bengals game. We're going to stream that. So if you guys have a chance to come in, come see us, come check us out on A Pizzle Nice channel. So yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for me. The Celsius Muscles 20 here signing out. See you guys later. Stay awesome. And remember, it's great having Baltimore as our second home now compared to Cleveland. At least there, we could see the Baltimore Ravens fans cry into their clam chowder. Good night, everyone. I'm out of here.